Without further ado, the 12 hours begins now. Right, so we're 2 hours in now, and alright, so Levram, are you confident about this?
Kind of, but not
The
really.
time is running low. We have 2 hours and 32 minutes. We have an hour left of this 12-hour MOC challenge. 2 minutes to go.
I don't think we're going to be able to do this, to be honest with you.
This is a MOC. A MOC stands for My Own Creation and is essentially anything built out of 2 or more Lego bricks using your imagination, and it is not based off a real Lego set. And today myself and Levram Productions are going to be attempting to build a 15,000 piece Lego Star Wars MOC in just 12 hours. We have over 100 minifigures at our disposal, 17 vehicles and a whole ton of pieces to get building with. Will we be able to finish the MOC within the time period? Well, watch the whole video to find out. Alright, so Levram, are you confident about this?
Kind of, but not really. I think 12 hours might be too little time, but we're probably going to finish it off anyway so that there's like a full product. I'm just very interested to see what I can do because this is the most amount of pieces I've ever worked with. I don't have nearly this many, so I think this is going to be really good.
So we'll quickly have a look at the minifigures before we get into the MOC. Now to start off, there's a very, very small rebel task force of this Hoth MOC. Now you see, the rebels here are planning to invade the base or attack the base, so they've sent a small group of rebel troopers to do so. You've got a U-wing pilot there, we've got Cassian Andor. I know it might not be too time frame accurate, but really, there's no time frame on this MOC, so it doesn't really matter that much. We've got a Snow Chewbacca and a general back there as well, and they have a U-wing which will be crashed into the ground, which you'll see in the plan in just a bit.
Alright, and so onto the Imperial figures. Now, at the front here, we have the kind of like commanders, so you've got like your Palpatine and people like that, but we most likely might not use these, but we're gonna maybe include them at some point. Moving further back, we have commanders like General Veers, Stormtrooper commanders and ATST drivers. I think this looks really nice. And moving back to the troop section, we have 12 stormtroopers, not 12, sorry, 24 stormtroopers, and then we also have, I believe, 36 snow troopers. And then along the sides we have 4 lots of the regular scout troopers, and we have 8 of the snow scout troopers. And then moving back to the final section, we have 3 pilots on this side. Then we have the 2 AT-AT drivers, 2 shadow troops, and we're going to have the Inferno squad coming along the side of the MOC, maybe trying to infiltrate or flank the rebels. Moving back, we have kind of Death Star gunners and pilots and some other miscellaneous figures like a Mimban Stormtrooper and a AT-DP pilot. And then right at the back, we have our 3 Mortar Troopers, our 3 Death Troopers, and then this lonesome like commander. And then we have 2 probe droids, and then we have 2 Marauders and 2 ATSTs. These look so good together. And then right in the centre we have a custom TIE Interceptor, I believe that's the name. And this looks really, really good. We're going to have this high up in the MOC somewhere, we're not really sure. And then just lining the sides we have 8 of the speeder bike from the Scout Trooper Battle Pack.
Yeah, so that's all the figures we have there for this MOC. There's in total 101 of these Imperial figures, which is absolutely great. So yeah, very excited to get into that. Now let's take a quick look at the plans for the MOC. Now, I know what you're thinking, this looks absolutely awful, and I completely agree with you, but it's a rough idea of what we're trying to go with. So, over here on the far side, we're going to have this U-wing build here, crashed into the snow as if it's been shot down or something like that. Now, around the side of it, we're going to have some rebels coming out of the side, sort of trying to like get some cover behind the U-wing. This whole area here will be terrain that Levram himself does work on, and sort of just get all that, you know, nice and, I guess, jagged and sort of like hostile, if that makes sense. Now this is going to be a sort of pathway leading out of the base itself. Now the base is pretty similar, in fact, to my Imperial outpost on Kashyyyk base. Now we have an Atst Hangar Bay here where the ATSTs will be coming out of. We have one out of the MOC on the terrain area and one just coming out of the hangar bay. We have some dead space here just to fill in some filler brick and give it some more stabilisation, and a corridor running down there. Now this is going to be the speeder hangar bay. We have some speeders and stuff, and there'll be a separate entrance for them to come out of the MOC, and some more dead space there to fill up with filler brick just to get some more structural support in the MOC.
Right, and so moving on to the second floor, the ATST hangar is still there because these things are massive. We're hoping that's going to look really, really good. And then moving on across, we have a TIE Fighter repair shop, which I think is going to look like basically the coolest bit in the build, if you ask me. I can't wait to build that. And then we have another corridor to try and take up some space and just build in some like little cool Easter eggs. and we also have an elevator further to the side, which is that little semicircle that you can see, and we also have a command centre that looks out into the Atst hangar. And now on to the third section. It's still the Atst hangar, but we have walkways to get onto the Atst for the pilots, and behind that we have an armory where they can kind of get all their weapons and stuff and maybe like put all the munitions into the Atst. Then next to that we have a canteen, which will be really, really nice to do because I think canteens always look quite nice in the MOCs. And then also we have a barracks to put all of the troops in. So yeah, that's the plan for the MOC. Hopefully it turns out something like this. We might have to adjust some parts due to not having enough parts, or maybe changing our minds halfway through. We'll see.
So now all the base plates are set up on the table. We've got the close-up camera here set up, ready to go. We've got the lights all up. We've got the tablecloth covering the table just so we don't like damage it or anything. Very excited for this. Levram, are you ready?
No.
That's great to hear. So yes, we're very excited for this. Can't wait to get into it. And without further ado, the 12 hours begins now. Now we're just about over an hour into the build, and what we've worked on is really quite a lot. We've got the whole builder here built up, which we're very, very happy about. We've done a lot of the plating for the terrain and everything, so Levram will be able to just sort of work on that completely. I'm going to move on to the base in just a minute, but what we did here is we actually made a ditch for the crashed U-wing. Now, we've got some troopers running out of here just to sort of demonstrate what will sort of be going on. This isn't the final design, obviously, for the figures, but that's all what's going to be going on there. Now, the U-wing itself, you want to take it out of the place. We've got this whole ditch going on, so we're very happy with how this sort of came out. It sort of raised it up on this side, so it's sort of like tilted, which is really nice. Levram is going to sort of like add some snow coming up the side of the U-wing in a bit, but yeah, very happy with how this is looking so far. Just over an hour in, and we can't wait to get some more building done. I'm going to start working on the base very soon. Right, so we're 2 hours in now, and it's safe to say we've got a fair bit of work done. Let me show you what we got. Now, Levram has been hard at work on the terrain in this area. He's done a really nice job of creating the ditch which the U-wing will be going into, and also created some like debris which the U-wing, I guess, would have like let off when it crashed. So very nice work from him in this area here. I myself have been working on the base. I've sort of got like a speeder bike entrance going on here where the speeder bikes will be able to come out of. I'm just really happy with all the structurally sound walls that I've been able to create so far. I am hoping to build a lot more of this in the next hour and two, so very, very excited to get going with that. Now, we are actually going to get into lunch just now. I'm going to have some lunch, so we're going to have a bit of a break, and we'll get back to you once we're done. Okay, so it now has been about 4.5 hours, and we've definitely got a lot of progress done on the MOC. So you can see down here, the terrain is coming along very nicely. Levram's doing a great job with that. Got a lot of detail, a lot of depth in there, and it's looking really, really good. And he's almost nearly done as well, which is great. Now, I've been working on the hangar bay for the Atst. Got a lot of snot techniques in there, got a lot of different colours and all sorts of different like things going on, which is really nice. I've got a lot of markings on the floor, so I'm really happy with how that is looking. You can also sort of see we've got some stuff going on the inside of the base. This is the exit for the speeders to go out of, so that's what I'm going to work on next in just a minute. Also, something I also want to mention is we have some like sort of snow going on outside of the base here as well, which Levram also did. I really like what he did here. It looks really, really nice. So yeah, very happy with how the MOC is coming along right now, and we'll catch up with you guys in just a bit. Okay, so we have done a lot of progress. Now, I did do a live stream just not too long ago where we did a little bit of building. I didn't build much, but Levram did do a little bit. So what we've got going here since the last segment we did was we completed the entire terrain here, or Levram did, I should say. That's very, very good. Really happy with how that looked. We've also finished off the whole snot flooring here for the Atst Hangar Bay. We've added in the second floor here, which it's a second floor thing, which we're going to start building on in a minute for the base, and also a little like speeder bike hangar bay as well, which is really nice, and also a corridor here, which you can sort of see along there as well. So yeah, that's what we've built so far after or since the last segment we did. We've got about 4.5 or 5.5 hours left around that sort of area. So yeah, good time that we're making, and hopefully we'll be able to get it finished by the end. Okay, so with 4.5 hours, or just under 4.5 hours left, we have completed a pretty decent size, or I guess amount of the MOC. So first up here in the command center room, which is going to be worked on very soon, we have some windows overlooking the hangar bay now, which is absolutely awesome. And we've done the same sort of thing over on this side as well, on the exterior, with some windows like that, which we really like the design of and think look absolutely awesome. So that's what's going on now, and we're going to get back to you in just a bit with some more progress. The time is running low. We have 2 hours and 32 minutes left of the 12 hour margin that this MOC has to be built in, and we are really getting there now. We have this whole area here built up. The 2x6s are running low, which isn't great, so we're having to substitute some pieces in, but we are definitely getting there. Now this area here, if I remove this sort of thing that we're working on, this is going to be the TIE Fighter repair bay. We're still working that a little bit, but it's nearly done, which is obviously great. The TIE Fighter does fit in there very nicely. There's a door into the command center here with the windows looking out into the Atst hangar, and then above that, which this is actually like the roof and the floor, I guess, this is going to be the Armory, where you can also dock into your Atst. So it's going very well. We're very, very excited to get this MOC finished. A little bit of time left, which is great, and hopefully we'll be able to finish it in that time without running out of pieces. So without further ado, let's get into it. And it is official, we have an hour left of this 12-hour MOC challenge. The MOC is looking good, however we've still got a lot to go. I'm finishing off this room here whilst Levram is adding on some pipe details onto the exterior of the base. They look absolutely great, and we're really happy with how it's coming along. So we've got a lot to do still, but hopefully we'll be able to get it finished in the hour. This does include placing all the minifigures and the vehicles, so we've really got to get going here, but I'm very excited to hopefully be able to finish this MOC within the time period. Okay, so you have 43 minutes left, and unfortunately, as we're putting on the second or the third floor, it has broken, and it keeps breaking. It's not good. The structure isn't too good on this bit, but we're running out of pieces, so it's quite hard to get it in. We're trying our best to fix it, however, we're not too sure how it's coming along. So hopefully, we'll be able to keep this well intact and get it done before the end of the time. Now, with less than half an hour of our 12 hours remaining, we have completed all of the building for this MOC. It's gone pretty well, to be fair. We've got all the building in that we wanted. There are a few things we have to compromise on, but we are pretty happy with it nonetheless. The plan has been pretty much followed, and we have got essentially 3 stories, so we're very happy with that. Levram, what are your thoughts?
It's going to be tight, I think. We've got to get the U-wing in, we've got to get all of the speeders in, we've got to get the minifigs in, we've got to put these snow troops around the back here, and we also got a massive base plate full of figures over there to sort out. So half an hour, I think it's going to be quite tight.
Yeah, I am quite sceptical about it. Whether we get there or not, I am not sure. So now with just over 10 minutes left of the 24-hour challenge, about half of the minifigures and vehicles are all in place. Levram, thoughts?
I don't think we're going to be able to do this, to be honest with you. We've got so much more to do and it's really not going to happen.
Two minutes to go. So, after 12 hours of building, we're done. It really took us down to like the last couple minutes to really finish the mock and get the minifigures on there. We had a few spillages where we knocked the table, just all the figures fell over, so fortunately we did manage to get it done. It was a great build and we cannot wait to show you all the details that we put in. So without further ado, let's get into a walkthrough.
Alright guys, so we're going to get into the walkthrough now. I'm going to go through the outside of the base because this is mainly what I built because I'm relatively decent at terrain. And then I'm going to hand over to Red Brix to do the inside because he built that because he's much better at building bases than I am. So we're pretty much just going to get straight into the details, and I think we should start over this side with the crashed U-wing. This was a very, very clever idea. Not mine, it's actually Red Brix's. It looks fantastic. We've actually built a ditch that it's kind of crashed into, and you've got troops running out the back of it along here. And these are the ones from the newer battle pack. And up front here we have Cassian and Chewie, which isn't exactly accurate because I don't think Cassian is around when Hoth is happening, but then again this base isn't exactly accurate. So yeah, it's just a nice detail to put in there. Moving up to the front of the U-wing here, we have a pilot, and I don't know if you can get a good shot of his face there, but he's about to get shot by this Atst right in the face, so he's pretty worried. And then moving back here, we've got some other troops coming around the other side of the U-wing, and they're going to start trying to shoot the troops that are coming out of here, because the main story of this base is that they're trying to rescue a general, which is, we'll show you that later, he's towards the back of the base. So yeah, these guys are all trying to protect him because he's like a high-ranking official or something. So yeah, we've got a lot of stormtroopers in it and a lot of snowtroopers, and they are both mine and Red Brix, and we've kind of put them together and done a lot of work on that. So yeah, all in all, the outside of the base looks, I think, really, really good. I am personally quite proud of the terrain because I've never been able to work with this many pieces on such a big mock. The mock that I did a few weeks ago, I did like a smaller kind of version of this, but that was in loads of different colours. So I think this has turned out really, really well. Let us know what you think in the comment section. And yeah, so we'll move over to the Atst Hangar Bay now. You can actually fit both of the ATSs in, but we thought it would be nicer if we had one out the front and then one in the centre. And you can see we've got figures kind of running in and running out. So we've got some stormtroopers coming in from that side of the base. We've got mortar troops manning some E-web cannons. And we've got a few troops that have been sniped off just as the battle begun. So I will now hand over to Red Brix to do the inside of the base, which I'm sure is going to be very, very good. And let's get straight to that.
Okay guys, so now me taking over here, we're going into the Armory. So this is a section that we wanted to originally be a lot bigger. However, unfortunately, due to some peace and time constraints, we just couldn't put it off. Now, I'm really proud of it nonetheless. We have some E-webs along the floor here, and some other cannons along the floor here as well. And I do have like a little ladder going over to the Atst, which is where the pilot here can sort of get inside it. And we also have some stormtroopers here who are just checking out this E-web, probably going to take it down so they can use it in the battle. Now, we also have a little Easter egg here with myself and Levram as two stormtroopers here. I'm a Scarif Shore Trooper, and he's a Minban Trooper. Now, we put these in here like these because these Stormtrooper variants wouldn't really be on Hoth, so it just sort of stands out, just for us to have a little Easter egg for ourselves in the mock. Okay, so now moving into the command centre, really, really proud of this room. So first up, we have a nice little round table here with some generals and an ATST driver, sort of talking, looking at a hollow screen, sort of making some battle plans. Now, if you look over here towards the window, we have another officer and a general, sort of looking out over the battle, and we have some little workstations as well with some hollow tables on there. We also have another little like engineer or like crew member, so also got like a big hollow screen here at at the back, and this is also holding up, this pillar here is holding up the second floor. They're really sturdy, these floors as well, which are really, really good, but yeah, this is just sort of here to support this armory floor here. Okay, so now I want to show you this little corridor that we made. Now this is a really nice inclusion. Now in here we actually have the general in some handcuffs. This is the rebel general that the rebels are trying to rescue. He's been escorted away by some death troopers, one of which is a death trooper commander. I really like the design for this corridor. We have some of those iconic Imperial wall lights in there, and also some scaffolding pieces as well. So yeah, very, very happy with how this corridor turned out, and really does add something to the bottom layers of the MOC. Now into what could be one of my favourite rooms, if not my favourite room of this MOC. It is the TIE Fighter repair bay. I'm absolutely in love with how this turned out. Now this was really quite difficult because you had a lot of pieces running low on this point, so I really had to sort of redo all the way I was going to do it. So what we got here is a TIE Interceptor, the custom model. We have a bunch of TIE Fighter pilots here sort of having a chat while they're sort of getting their TIE Fighter repaired. We have some crew engineers sort of around here working on the TIE Fighter, and also some details just around the walls and stuff. We have some like scaffolding pieces, we have just like some random things in there. Really, really happy, honestly, with how this turned out. There's a nice pattern on the floor, really well tiled off, and honestly, couldn't be happier with how this room turned out, especially considering the constraints we had with this room at the time. Now, I also want to quickly show you this door here that we have. You can sort of see the door. It's using some spring-loaded shooters in there, and essentially just a walkway in between the command center and the TIE Fighter repair bay. There's also the entrance to the elevator up here as well, which is sort of like the little circular thing in the wall there. You'll see the main elevator section down below in the lower floor, but yeah, that's just something I want to show you there. Now, down below, into the final room of the base here, it is the speeder bike hangar bay. So there's two hangar bays in this MOC, which is really quite cool. Of course, you've got the bigger one for the ATSTs and the smaller one here for the speeder bike. So first up, coming out of the corridor section here, we have two troopers. We have a scout trooper here who's running over to his speeder bike, and also a snow trooper who's sort of running out here to get into that battle. Maybe he's a bit late to it because honestly, stormtroopers aren't the best, are they? Now over here as well, we have some really nice pipe work made by Levram. That looks really, really good. We've got some more of that on the outside of the base, which I'll show you in just a second. But yeah, I'm very, very happy with how that turned out. We also have some more of these scaffolding black pieces like we had before in the upper section of the MOC to hold up that floor. Again, the floors are really, really sturdy and can definitely hold a lot of weight. So right at the back there, you can see we have the entrance into the elevator. Now we have two stormtroopers currently coming out there. We have a stormtrooper captain and a regular stormtrooper. This is a really, really nice design. Levram came up with it, and I'm really happy that he did, because it really does like sort of bring an extra bit into that otherwise pretty blank wall. So yeah, very nice there. Also along that wall, we have another scout trooper getting to his speeder bike, and we have some scaffolding pieces along these sides here, which sort of just show like, I guess it's holding up the other wall, or holding up the other floor, sorry. But yeah, really happy with how this room turned out. We've got the whole road in the middle of it, and some more scout troopers along this side, preparing to get out onto the battle. Okay, so for the final thing I want to show you guys in this MOC, this is the exterior of the base. So to start off, we have the little exit for the speeder bikes here. There's two entrances into this base. We have the main one for the ATSTs, and the small one here for the speeder bikes and troopers to come out of as well. So yeah, really, really happy with how that turned out and the way it was included into the MOC. Now we also have this awesome looking blackout window here. Now, the window design is really quite nice. It's something that Levram came up with. I believe it's like based on like a Venator design or something like that. But yeah, really, really happy with how it looks. You've got the black behind it. It doesn't actually show anything, obviously, but it's sort of just there to represent a window, I guess. Now, we do have these curved pieces lining up the side of the base here. This just makes it a whole lot less square, if that makes sense, because otherwise it's just like a real square looking thing, and we didn't really want that, so that's what we got there, which looks really good. There's also some snow lining around the outside of the wall, just if it's built up around the side of the base, which Levram also did, so really good job to him for that. Now, we have this window here. Now, we would have wanted to include a bit more onto this wall, but at the time, there's like no pieces left that we could have really used for that, so we sort of just left it. But yeah, it's still a really nice window design. It does add a little bit to that wall, and again, isn't too bad. Now, the pipes around the edge of the MOC here are absolutely incredible. Levram really did a good job with these. We've got some coming out of the base here. This just sort of like represents, I guess, like the gas or the electricity, whatever they're using in these pipes. But yeah, really, really nice job with them. We've got them all along the sides of the walls here. He did a really nice job joining them all together and just including a lot of detail into them. So really good job to him for that. And that is pretty much the walkthrough of this MOC. So guys, that is it. We have just built a 15,000 piece MOC in just 12 hours. What an exciting time that was. Honestly, had a great time building this with Levram. It was brilliant to put our MOC building skills together. We've never done this before, and we really, really do hope to do bigger challenges like this in the future. So yeah, what an awesome build. Honestly, we really love this. We learned a lot of new things with it, a lot of new techniques that we've never either used before, and honestly, we just had a great time with it. So, of course, guys, thank you very, very much for watching. We could have really just done a whole MOC build series with this. Like, this could have been at least 8 episodes, but no, we did it in 12 hours. Honestly, What an awesome time.
So guys, thanks for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe. We've got links in the description to my channel and obviously his channel, because that would be kind of dumb if there wasn't one.
Yep.
And we'll see you guys in the next video, or probably not me, but he will definitely be there because it's his channel.
True.
So fantastic.
Yeah, so thank you very much for watching, guys. As always, have a brilliant rest of your day. And again, if you stayed to this point in the video, thank you a lot as well, because it's been definitely a big video. So if you stuck around to the end, you're an absolute legend. So yeah, anyway, guys, thank you for watching. As always, have a brilliant rest of your day, and we'll see you next time. Or he won't, I will. Anyway, yeah. In a bit, have a great day. Peace out.